Water, water, everywhere. When Samuel Coleridge published The Rime of the Ancient Mariner in 1798, he must have been dreaming of British Columbia. An estimated 24,000 lakes, rivers, and streams in BC cover more than 20,000 square kilometers. Hello, I'm Malcolm Stewart. It's not surprising that when British Columbians take their holidays, they usually head for water, as we'll see this time on BC Moments from Knowledge Network. Whether you're casting a fly on a caribou lake or rafting rapids in a coastal rainforest or cruising inland shores in a houseboat, waterborne vacations in BC are a proven antidote for sweltering summer heat. Today, we'll join a few vacationing British Columbians on their watery adventures. We'll hear the call of a loon at sunrise, swirl through whitewater canyons, and roast marshmallows on an open beach fire. And we'll see that the world's cleanest, clearest, and most scenic freshwater is right here in BC.
Indeed, my friend, you will find angling to be like the virtue of humility, which has a calmness of spirit and a world of other blessings attending upon it. Isaac Walton wrote The Complete Angler in 1653, but those who indulge in this ancient art today are much like Walton described. The hearts of such men by nature were fitted for contemplation and quietness, men of mild and sweet and peaceable spirits, as indeed most anglers are. Well over 500,000 anglers, men and women, fish the lakes and streams of British Columbia. The Caribou region of the southern interior is one of the hottest spots. At the center of this angling phenomenon is the Fishing Highway, a 97-kilometer stretch of pavement between 100 Mile House and Little Fort. Officially, Highway 24, it is a lightly traveled road where the lakes are ice-free from May to November. More than 600 lakes lie within 10 kilometers of either side of the Fishing Highway. They range from roadside ponds to major holiday destinations with year-round homes, campsites, and resorts. Kokanee and rainbow trout are the main quarry, and the boats used by fishers to catch them are as motley as their flies and fishing lures. Not far from 100 Mile House, Horse Lake is the most westerly of the larger lakes along the Fishing Highway. Tourists often enlist the help of local guide Orrin Mackenzie before testing their skills on the fish in Horse Lake.
Now you can work to a sideways a little bit, because sometimes you get it in the back of the head. Just about.
Lunker lake trout of 10 kilograms lurk in the depths of Horse Lake, but such trophies are elusive.
Sí, se ve aquí.
Derbies arouse the competitive spirit among anglers on Watch Lake, where a rainbow trout of 2 to 3 kilograms could be a prize winner. Though smaller than some of the Fishing Highway's major lakes, Fawn Lake is highly productive. Rainbow trout that fatten up on schools of small chub occasionally grow to 6 kilograms. Literally hundreds of small, remote lakes in the Caribou have no official names. Residents call most of them Fry Pan Lake. Rivalry among highliners on locally named Pioneer Lake can be friendly, but intense. With a dozen islands and several bays and peninsulas, Sheridan Lake has 41 kilometers of shoreline. Between fishing trips, there may be good birding right off the porch of a lakeside bed and breakfast. Encompassing nearly 17 square kilometers, Sheridan is the largest and most heavily fished lake on the Fishing Highway. Midway along the Fishing Highway, Bridge Lake covers 14 square kilometers. Like Sheridan, it has an intricate shoreline with sheltered bays and 24 islands. Lac de Roche, toward the eastern end of the Fishing Highway, is said to be the most photographed lake in the Caribou. It is known for its prolific mayfly hatches, which entice hungry trout to the surface. Fishing isn't all that goes on at Lac de Roche. It's also a place for family camping away from major roads and cities. Fish are the main draw, but the quiet, the isolation, the scenery as well attract people to the lakes along the Fishing Highway. And in the hours between nightfall and sunrise, anglers may be lulled to sleep by the call of a loon while pondering the thoughts of writer Carl Bruun. In his book, Best of BC Lake Fishing, Bruun writes, "The fact that the Caribou offers the best small lake angling in North America is, for now at least, one of the best kept angling secrets in the province."
When the river guide points to names on the map like Iron Mine Haystacks, The Notch, and Surf City, then hands out wetsuits and crash helmets, you know this isn't a journey for the faint of heart. Complementing the horror are snippets from a description of the Nimkish River by a whitewater kayaker. Fast ramp into a bouncy hole, could be deadly, tends to spin you into a skyrocket. Yes, this Nimkish is a moody river, but hey, what's life without challenges?
Native legend tells us the Nimkish was created when a man was transformed into a river that would provide fish for his people and their descendants. For many generations, trout and salmon have spawned in the Nimkish River, while other animals have inhabited surrounding forests. From its headwaters in the mountains of northern Vancouver Island, the Nimkish River flows 130 kilometers to Broughton Strait, near the town of Port McNeill. Fed by Wass, Vernon, and other sizable lakes, the Nimkish is Vancouver Island's largest watershed, more than 2,300 square kilometers. Logging roads and trails lead to parts of the Nimkish, but the river itself provides the best access to the scenery along its banks. Rafters should not be fooled by the placid mood of the Nimkish River at a launching point near Kaipit Creek. Their wetsuits and helmets are pretty good clues about what to expect downstream. Jim DeHart, a former BC Parks ranger, operates Destiny River Adventures. In a riverside spiel, he explains the rescue drill if boat and boater part company.
If you get separated from the boat, you're going to have to swim. Feet downstream, bum up so you aren't banging on rocks to stop and see what's going on in front of you.
Northern Vancouver Island gets half the sunshine and twice the rain of the South Island. Forests are lush, and summer downpours are common in the Nimkish. Resting, stretching, and refueling the body help keep energy levels high. Day trippers on the Nimkish might paddle 20 kilometers in 8 or 10 hours. And it's not all an effortless drift through the rainforest. A few rapids and the odd dunking set the tone for much of the trip. Even in the lulls between white water, the Nimkish can be a wet journey. The mountains above Nimkish Lake reach over 1,400 meters, and the lake plunges to depths of 320 meters. It is the 7th deepest lake in British Columbia. Often steep and boisterous, sometimes flat and serene, always restless. From its headwaters in the Sutton Range to the ocean off Vancouver Island, the moods of the Nimkish change with the lay of the land.
The last time I was cruising on Shuswap Lake, I was surprised to see a cowboy at the helm of the houseboat beside us. He was standing on the command bridge, peering out from under his Stetson, and whenever another boat passed within hailing distance, he gave a great sweeping wave and hollered, "Ahoy, partner!" Though he was probably more accustomed to steering a horse than a houseboat, he seemed pretty good as a skipper. All it takes is common sense and a bit of training, and you too can be captain of a Shuswap houseboat.
They're not really houses, not really boats, more like motorhomes on pontoons. And they range from small and cozy to large and luxurious. With more than 250 houseboats, Shuswap Lake is the houseboat capital of Canada. On a map of British Columbia, Shuswap Lake appears as a ragged letter H, with 4 long arms that provide about 400 kilometers of cruisable shoreline. Half a dozen companies run houseboats on Shuswap Lake, and rental rates vary with size and amenities. A bare-bones family cruiser may cost $1,800 a week. A 23-meter floating palace with a hot tub, fireplace, and room for 24 boaters goes for $12,000 a week. Every summer, an estimated 45,000 houseboaters head out for marinas in Sicamous. About half of Shuswap's houseboaters have little or no boating experience. At a pre-boarding tutorial, captains learn how to navigate and beach their vessels. Immediately after casting off, neophyte skippers put their new skills to the test, dodging traffic in Sicamous Narrows, a busy channel between Marrow Lake and the open cruising waters of Shuswap Lake. Part of the Fraser Basin, Shuswap Lake is wedged between the interior plateau and the Monashee Mountains. At over 300 square kilometers, Shuswap is the 6th largest natural lake in BC. Houseboaters share this cruising territory with a variety of boats. Boaters trying to avoid the bustle of downtown streets can restock their larders without going ashore. Plodding along at 10 or 12 kilometers an hour, many houseboaters settle into an easygoing rhythm that sets the mood for most of their holiday activities. Other Shuswap vacationers prefer a livelier brand of water sports. The favorite beaches are in 8 provincial parks. Shuswap Lake Marine Park has 26 individual locations. All but 4 are accessible only by boat. Many are sheltered bays where houseboaters tuck in for the night. Nilsson Beach is a picnic stop for people headed up Seymour Arm, or for boaters cruising through Sinamoosa Narrows into Anstey Arm. Secluded beaches in Anstey Arm offer reprieve from busier sites on other parts of the lake. Popular anchorages like Marble Point near Sycamoose begin filling up early in the day. By mid-afternoon, a flotilla of houseboats is nosed against the shore, and everyone's main purpose is beating the heat. As nightfall cools the air, families huddle in the warmth of a beach fire and lay their plans for the next day's cruising. Every sunrise brings the potential for new and sometimes unexpected adventure. While boating on the inland waters of the southern interior is less hazardous than ocean cruising, houseboaters must nonetheless keep a watch on the weather. Shuswap natives believed that rain was produced by spilling water from a bucket in the air. Summer squalls do bring buckets of rain, accompanied by lightning and high winds. Thunder and lightning storms on Shuswap Lake are usually short-lived and rarely dangerous to houseboaters. Sudden storms may be disconcerting, but there's one thing houseboaters dread even more: going home.
Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. The ancient mariner easily could have quenched his thirst anywhere in British Columbia. We have the most drinkable water on Earth, and it's undoubtedly the most recreational water as well. Caribou anglers, Vancouver Island rafters, and Shuswap houseboaters are just a few of the thousands who take to the water to fend off BC's relentless summer sun. On any summer day in the Okanagan, for instance, inner tubers lazily drift down the channel into Skaha Lake, while parasailers soar over the crowded beaches of Penticton. In Lytton, BC's hottest town, flotillas of rubber rafters run down the Thompson River to its confluence with the Fraser. In the southern interior, cyclists on abandoned railway beds leap into the Kettle River to rinse off all the trail dust. I'm Malcolm Stewart. I hope you discover more homegrown vacation ideas on other episodes of BC Moments from Knowledge Network, a series financially supported by our partners in Knowledge.